Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SeeWDW Near and Far Podcast Parks and Social Weekly Update. I am Mike, the Giant Rat, THEE Giant Rat on socials.
And I'm John, SeeWDW or CUO on socials.
All right, then we are going to talk about John's week in the park, and also then we will finish up with a quick rundown of how the socials have been going for SeeWDW. And with that, John, how are the parks going?
They're going pretty good. I actually went to two parks this week. Let me see. On Sunday, I usually don't go to Universal on the weekends, because I have a premier annual pass, which gets me express after 4. But I decided just to go a little bit late on Sunday afternoon to Universal, and it was honestly just a beautiful day at the parks. Like, it was in the 70s and breezy, and just the weather was just perfect. So I headed over to Islands of Adventure first, and my reasoning for that was I really wanted to see the new pass holder lounge at Islands of Adventure, and I'm probably going to go tomorrow too, because they have a new magnet that has it's a UOAP magnet with dinosaur claw marks going through it, because I guess it's the 35th anniversary of Jurassic Park, so they're going to start celebrating that next. But anyway, went through the new annual pass holder lounge at Universal, and it reminded me very much of the other one, but now they have it in the Toon Lagoon area. And if you've ever been in the other one, which I'm sure you have, it has some merchandise in there. It has some places to sit. It has, charging stations. You can buy a drink, and it's also where you get your annual pass, like I said, magnet stuff. So it's a nice benefit. I mean, in comparison, when's the last time you were in the Disney World annual pass lounge?
Right. That's a good point.
They don't have one as far as I know, right? So,
right.
So again, this whole place is now for annual pass holders. And again, it's a very nice that they do that. An air-conditioned spot to sit, to relax. It has merchandise. When they used to give out pins and stuff, and that's where you'd get them there too. So always nice. I appreciate it. So then from there, I went over to Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. And the reason I went over was I was looking for my next 13 million view video.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if I was going to get it. And I was watching these things. The whole roof opens up here, and once in a while, a chicken pops out of this room. But it doesn't happen very often. There he is. Just once in a while, a chicken pops up. So I thought that was quite interesting. What do you think? 10 minutes.
There he is. That's who knows, John? That could be the next big viral video.
Post this one soon, and this looks just like my video that's up to 13 million views. The trick is you have to point your camera out. There you go. That's free advice. That's how you get big. But anyway, I didn't go on that ride. I did. I was hungry though, so I did go to Thunder Falls Terrace for lunch. I haven't eaten there in a little while. It's got, you can see from the menu here, it has char grilled ribs, roasted pernil, and that's pork, which I didn't even know, but they told me. rotisserie chicken, turkey legs, rice bowls, and salads. And what I ended up getting here is it's rice, black beans, pork, plantains, and some kind of tomato corn thing chopped up. And these are limes here. And you actually put lime all over all of it except for the plantains, and it's really good. I would prefer if this was chicken. I would rather have chicken over the pork personally. That is not available as of right now, but the black beans, rice, this salsa dip, and if you pull the pork apart, put some lime on it, surprisingly good for Universal. Like, this is one of my favorite dishes there. Is it as good as Chipotle? Well, no, but not as close as you're going to get inside of a theme park, though. And I noticed too. I haven't eaten here in a while. At a lot of these shops, at a lot of these places to eat now, they want you to mobile order and sit down. But I didn't do that because I'm afraid to mobile order at Universal. It just didn't work for me so many times. But I walked up, got in line, and it wasn't like it used to be where you order your food, they give it to you, you go sit down. You order your food, and then you pay for it, and they tell you which table you're sitting at, and you go and sit at that table. They all have numbers on them, and they bring you your food. They did that last week at the Three Broomsticks, too, and I wasn't aware that it's like you don't just go in there and sit down anymore. So again, I find that weird, but I need to try the mobile order once and see if I mobile order, I can just, they tell me which table, and then maybe it just works, because this method worked out fine. I didn't wait that long for my food. But
now that restaurant is in the Jurassic Park area, right? It's right by the water ride.
Yep. Yeah, as a matter of fact, right out this window here, you can see big splashes as the Jurassic Park River Adventure comes down right there. And this is a glamour shot of my food. I put that in my story, and I got some compliments about what a great shot that was.
Yeah.
I didn't really think much of it, but
it's really cool because you also got the chandelier in there, and that chandelier is just awesome, man.
I know. I look at it all the time, and I think, man, that is and it honestly, it's just like steel cutouts painted black, but with the
doesn't matter
glass and the steel, it's like I really like it. But this place is beautiful. Like you can see there, it's a beautiful spot to eat. And again, the food is good. My wife, it's probably like 6 months ago now, but the last time I ate here, my wife got the rotisserie chicken, and hers was good too. She enjoyed it. But today that day I was by myself. So, after I ate, you can walk out right over here. There's a door, and you walk right out to this area. And that's what you can see out the windows. As a matter of fact, there's tables out there too, where there's a few tables outside where you could sit and literally just watch the riverboat splash down. So very cool little spot there. And then I decided that I wanted to ride the Jurassic River boat because I've been wanting to record it with my new Insta360 Go 2 because, but then I had it all set up on my hat, and I'm like, all right, before I got in line, they won't let you wear a hat on it. They yell at you to take your hat off because they don't want it flying off on the hill, I guess. So I had my hat in my hand, and I'm like, all right, I'll just hold my hat like I'm just sitting it there, but I'll hit record. It just kept buzzing at me, and I couldn't record it. So it turns out the camera recorded at an earlier time, 10 minutes of absolutely nothing. Took up all the memory.
Oh, man.
But it was a fun ride, but I wanted the full ride through, and I did not get that. But
are all the dinosaurs, are all the animatronics working currently?
No, the big
Uh,
one that right when you go through the gate, the big one with the long neck, it's just a box with camouflage around it.
okay, because that's kind of how it was when I was there last time.
Yeah, I don't. I wish they'd fix that. They're probably working on making it better, is my
Mhm.
guess, because it always looked kind of wonky. Like it moved like this. It's like a
Yeah.
dinosaur wouldn't move like that. It would move its head and curl, you know. So I think I'm hoping they're, you know, fixing it. That's my guess. But I did get a couple little video clips here and there. Not much because I don't want to get people get mad at you. I'm sitting in the front row with two strangers and a whole boat full of strangers, and I don't want to be the jerk that gets yelled at to put the camera away. You know, it's like
Yeah.
so. I didn't really record much, just a couple of and the splash we just watched from outside. This is what it looks like looking at it from the inside. So, and for some reason, it turned off right when I hit. It must have. Sometimes when water hits the iPhone, it just turns it off. Like it can't tell the difference between water and a touch.
Huh.
So, yeah, it turned it off a little bit early. So then I walked through the Velocicoaster area, and I wanted to get one of those. They came out with shirts for uh, Poseidon's
Poseidon.
Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a final tour at Poseidon's Fury and this big thing. And I saw it like on Saturday. I saw they had it, and I went on Sunday, and I went right there, and they're gone. So people
Oh
bought
wow.
them quick. They way underestimated how many people would want a Poseidon's Fury shirt to commemorate the ending of it. But I did decide that I'm going to go in there because I thought to myself, like all the Disney rides, I'm going to regret someday that, oh, remember you were walking right past it and you were like, I'm going to go do something I've done 100 times instead. It's like, I'm by myself. I decided to go in. And so I did Poseidon's Fury one more time. I keep thinking probably my last time, but you never know. I thought that the last time too. So and with this one, you're not supposed to record, and I wish I would have known this ahead of time. I saw a guy in there, and of course he was like 8 feet tall. He was super wide, so he was like a walking, like if you want to block something, this guy's perfect. He seemed to be in front of me most of the time, so just because I have terrible luck, and I'm a small person, so of course. But again, my point was though he was recording like the whole thing, and I was like, every time I ever try to even take pictures, I have someone come right up next to my ear and say, "Put the phone away," like you're no recording, and I'm like, so I didn't do it, but I did set up my camera on my hat once I got it straightened out before I was in line, and I straightened out all the space issues. So I recorded a lot of it on my hat, but it would have looked so much better on like an iPhone 14 and 4K. Like I really could have done it much better. And I wish I could have done it when I was with my mom like a month ago because I got front of the line. They put us up front because she was in a wheelchair, so I would have had such a better view. But again, what are you gonna do? I basically have the whole thing recorded, not the best quality, but it's a version of it at least. And I got some, but yeah, there's Lord Darkanon.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good ride. I definitely won't shed a tear about the fact that it's gone, but it was special because there's nothing else like it, And it's,
That queue, the queue, and that water effect.
oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. You won't find something like that, but The way the outside of that attraction looks, it's such a shame that it's going away. I wish they could repurpose it and do something, and maybe even
I,
include this water effect. You
I
know?
hope I hope they can, because that's the main thing people really love about it.
Yeah.
The water tunnel is so memorable, and it's such a weird thing to walk through because it's literally warm, and the humidity is so thick because it's like a mist of water just pouring
Yeah.
around you, and it's just such a weird. It feels like you're at a water park for just a second, but you're not really getting wet. Just such a
It was
unique thing.
closed. It was closed every other time I went there. This last time, it was finally open for me to go, and that was the first, and it'll be the last time that I got to
Glad you,
experience that
I'm glad you
attraction.
got to see it though,
Me
and
too. Yeah.
this room too. I do find it very cool, like the way they do all of
The
the
effects and all that.
the
Yeah.
fire and the water and the projections. I mean, there's fire in the water. They
Hmm.
use exploding water that comes down and up and just explodes off, and it's just really well done. I know the animation itself is not that high quality, but
Yeah.
overall the ride is so well detailed that I just enjoy it. I enjoy all parts of it, and like I said, it's not going to be around much longer, but
Yeah. It's a nice walk-through attraction. It really
I
is.
I really do like the music too. The
Yeah.
music is just
Yeah.
so nice. But anyway, from there, I decided I walked through Zeus Landing, but I wasn't going to be here that much longer, and I really wanted to go to the park next door. So I pretty much just walked through Zeus Landing. I mean, I got a couple little shots of the high in the sky trolley train ride going by with some flowers in the foreground and stuff. But I took a few pictures, but I didn't really go on any more rides there. Then I went over to the studios side, Universal Studios Florida, and the amount of construction walls over there is amazing. Um, Construction walls where Shrek 4D was, and then right next to that, construction walls where the Monsters Cafe was, construction walls around the Minions ride, and then as you go back towards ET, I don't even know if I have it on here, but you can't even get in the ET. There's construction walls everywhere around ET. You have to go in the exit, like they have it all done. You can't even walk to the normal entry of ET. That's how much construction walls are back there. It's like a massive amount. So at least they're doing something with that. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing it quick. And I didn't get to try it. I don't think they had it that day, but of course, like the day after, they had a a new seasonal crepe.
Hmm.
It's like a corn salsa or something. I don't think they had it till the day after I was there, but that would have been maybe tomorrow I'll get it. And the reason I need to go tomorrow is my pass expires on the 5th.
Hmm.
Today's the 3rd. And I'm pretty sure if I get caught up at that entry and I don't have a pass that works, I'm going to be paying $30 to park. And
Oh.
that's quite the penalty. And I'm like, ah. And I'm sure you probably can get it back if you want to go spend an hour at guest services while they do whatever they need to do. But I prefer to avoid problems because they'll make me pay for that hour in my time, or
Yeah.
that $30. They'll make me wait $30 worth of time, so I'll end up with nothing. But anyway, Road ET, and I actually went live during it just because I don't go live very often on my Universal account, and it went well. It's amazing the amount of people that really love that ride, and what a response that you get from it, because I usually don't get a great response when I go live on Universal because I just don't do it that much. But let's say it got yeah it got 1,000 likes and 6,500 views, so that's not bad. And
No, that's pretty dang
all
good.
just my followers, like lives. They don't go out to anybody else, so that's not bad at all. Like, and again, I probably had well over 200 while I was actually on it. So I was impressed with how much everybody loves ET. So I did ET. He always aim because it's John. It's just too easy. So he always says bye, John. So yeah, then from there, I took off. I probably wasn't. I probably was only there like maybe 3 or 4, maybe like 3 hours, something like that. But again, it was such a beautiful day. I spent a lot of time just like taking pictures and recording videos, just out in the sun. It was just so nice. So then it was Monday. We went to Epcot, and we did not see this. I downloaded this from someone else. I wanted to ask, did you ever see that before?
Never. I was just going to ask you, where is that? Where was that at?
That used to be an Epcot, and I actually saw it. This isn't my picture, but I actually saw it when I was on vacation there when my daughter was young. And I just wanted to save it so I could bring up the fact of just to remember all the cool things that Disney did, and then just like, don't take it away, don't do it. Like remember, I never saw it, but Lucky the dinosaur used to be a dinosaur that walked around. It's like,
yeah.
Then they said, and today for no reason, we're not doing that anymore. It's like, huh? That was one of the coolest things you did. They're like, yeah, we just won't do it now. And the mobile Muppet Lab, I've already seen it. Everybody agreed. It was amazing. It was funny, amazing, unreal. The way it kept going back and forth, the balance, and that might be a good podcast thing.
I'm writing it down now.
All the cool things that they bring out and said, and now we're never going to do it again. Because I heard that the drones at Disney Springs were amazing and stuff. Then they were like, yeah, and let's never do it again. I heard they had a Maleficent dragon that flew at the Cinderella Castle already.
Yeah.
And they said one time only. Now let's never do it again. And I'm like, who are these people? This is the greatest thing ever. Let's never do it again.
Did you know they had for Galaxy's Edge, for one of the days, they had like actual drones, TIE fighters and X-Wings or ships or something that actually took off, and they only did it once. They did it one time and it never showed up again.
Yeah, again, what in the heck?
What a waste of time, right? It wasted effort. That would have been cool.
Again, it kind of goes back to some of our other podcasts where I talked about why do things not progress anymore? It's like we should, by this time, there should be roaming animatronics that almost look like real characters just roaming around, like there really should be. And again, at a certain point, they said, let's not progress anymore. And then they'd tease you and go, look what we could do. And then 10 years later, they still would not even consider doing such a thing. It's like, but you could do it 10 years ago. By now, this should be easy. Like just anybody can do it, Kind of like how drones, they were an unbelievably sophisticated thing. Now I could buy a drone for $200, fly it a mile all around my house and do whatever I want with it. I don't need to know anything, And again, anyway, that's a rant that I would love to know more about. But
also, with that, the history of Muppets in the Park would be a pretty good topic, I think.
Yeah, look how cool that is.
That is cool. That looks great.
It's Dr. Bunsen and Beaker. It's like just they're as real as they are in the Muppet Show, and they were talking and moving, and it just crazy all the stuff they did. And again, I did see it over the years. I think I saw it once when I was on vacation. I basically saw it and started following it, and and I didn't get to see a full performance, but I have seen it in the park already.
Mhm.
So anyway, since we were going to Epcot, I got up at 7 to get a virtual queue for my wife and myself for the Guardians of the Galaxy. Um, we got called back at 10:30 in the morning. They said be there by 10:30, and let's say I got to the park at around 5 o'clock. So as you can imagine, we were a little bit late, and didn't matter. They let us on. The line was very long though. It was kind of like the day when you and I went. It was a full wait, so probably
Mm.
about 40 minutes. And again, that's why I don't do it much by myself anymore. I'm just not I do like it a lot, but not I don't like waiting that long. So and then from there we went to the China Pavilion, and um, my daughter met us there, and her boyfriend never saw um, the movie at China. I always
Oh,
forget the name.
Splendid China.
Splendid China was the name of the theme park in Kissimmee,
Oh, I
and
thought
that's
that's
what
what
I
you're
always
right.
call it too. I
Yeah.
call it that every time.
Is it Reflections of China?
Reflections of China, yeah.
Yeah.
Splendid China pops in my
You're
head.
right. It's that. That's what I always think of that for some reason.
And I always enjoyed this movie. I know it's just a movie of China. It's not anything um, that spectacular. But for me, it reminds me of my vacations growing up, because like my daughter has watched that movie so many times as a kid. And I remember one time we were on vacation, and I kept thinking, man, I can't wait to get to Epcot. I'm gonna watch the China movie, this and that. I finally got there, and this is, living in Pennsylvania, waiting for months. And my daughter and my wife were like, "Yeah, we'll just wait here. You can go in." And I was like, I was so I don't know why that just like shook me. I was like, man, I can't believe nobody wants to see the China movie, because I really wanted to see it. But yeah, that. And this is a part that my daughter and I joked about for years. This is Suzhou, and it's like one of the largest cities like on the water, and they call it the Venice of the East.
Hmm.
And he said, I imagine if Marco Polo would have traveled to Suzhou, they would now call Venice the Suzhou of the West. And then he says, in a real dry laugh. And I used to tell that joke to my daughter. I said it's Chinese humor, like it's not funny at all. But Li Bai, the Chinese poet, he thinks it's hilarious. I don't know why that just struck me as funny. That's humor to Li Bai, but movie too. The character that plays Li Bai is very dramatic. Like he looks at the camera and talks real stern. I just like that. So anyway, I know I'm weird, but Reflections of China is one of my favorite movies. And then we went into the Stave Church too, next to Frozen, and it's interesting in there. I love the wood carvings. They have like Loki and Freya and Odin, um, and maybe somebody else. They have a cat. Hey, everybody loves cats, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's
There's
a
wolf.
Norway cat, a Viking cat, and a Viking wolf. Hey, it looks like my dog.
That does look like your dog when you let it out of the cage right there.
Yeah, it threatens to murder you as soon as you get it out.
Yeah.
So, and then we had the the steak and mushrooms at Canada again, and I think it's good, but some of the steak's a little fatty. But overall, it's good for 750, just a little bit more, and I could get Texas Roadhouse though. So
That's right.
it's it's good, but it's hard. It's hard for me to acknowledge that. And then I was still hungry because it's not that big. I decided I wanted to try the chicken and waffles.
Oh yeah, I
was
tried that.
It was 675, and see the picture of it here.
Hmm.
It's very well presented. There's flowers around it, a garnish on top.
I'm sure that's what you got. That's what it looked like, right?
There's something else on top. There's like some kind of sauce on top of the chicken.
Yeah, it's syrup of some type or something.
Yeah,
It's honey. It's honey.
All right, let's look. You see any of that?
No, where's your edible flowers and your?
No flowers, no sauce, no garnish. At least there's something on it, but it's not the creamy looking whatever's in that picture. So again, this is what I got.
You got honey that was sitting on a piece of chicken that was sitting there all day.
Yeah, lucky for them. I like dried up chicken. It's hard to chew, like chicken jerky. I kind of like that. So, but anyway, yeah, that's what it's supposed to look like.
That's actually what it looked like for within the first couple of weeks, because we got that, and it actually did look like the picture. What you have on there right now is kind of it looks sort of like a I can't even describe it. It just looks like something sad.
I should have told them I was an influencer. They would have.
You should have. It sort of looks like that
Disney song as they danced it out to me in a big presentation.
It looks like that meme with the bunny or the whatever that has a pancake on its head. I don't know if you've ever seen that. But
well, here's the thing, though. It tasted really good.
Yeah.
I loved the chicken, loved the waffle. It was like a cornbread waffle.
Yeah.
The chicken, there's no bones in it, which is always a good thing because I hate when they do chicken and waffles with bone in chicken, just because I don't like touching it that much. But the chicken was spicy, like it burned a little bit, and the waffle was sweet with a little bit of honey on it. And again, for me, I really liked it. I like stuff that's a little spicy. I like chicken that's dried up and almost like jerky feel like that. And I love cornbread, and I don't like too much honey because there's just a little bit of honey in the middle. And I'm like, for me, it was perfect. I was like, it sure didn't look good, but I would eat it right now if I could get a whole. If I was at Epcot, I think I'd walk right over and buy another one. So my review is, it doesn't look that pretty, but man, that was a good sized piece of chicken, and it tasted great. I don't need flowers all over it. So.
Yeah, ours had the edible flour and it had all that stuff on it. I thought it tasted pretty good.
My wife wanted another one of these cookies and cream chocolate mousse things, so that's where we went next. This is at the cart by the Land Pavilion, and it's vegan. So I think I mentioned this last time. It's probably all vegetable oil, but man, does it taste good. But here's the thing. She got an edible flower on her.
That's the same flour that should be on. That flour is actually what was on that waffle thing.
It doesn't have a flower, but she got one anyway. Mine had flowers all over it in the picture, and then they gave me none.
What?
No flowers.
I don't know.
I'm deficient in flowers now.
I guess.
Need more flowers. But on the way out, I took a picture of one of the butterflies that has a lot of succulents on it, which is newer for this year. I really do like that. Yeah. And I love getting the monorail coming out at sunset. This is in the parking lot, so a lot of people don't get to see this view unless you're a local and drive there. But I always liked it because it almost looks like it's going over a lake or something. Like
The sad thing about that is I parked in that same parking lot behind there, and I actually got that view, or I saw it, and I wasn't able to get the camera out in time because I wasn't expecting it. But same time of day, same view, same walk. That was marathon week when we were down.
I'm
And
always ready for it there. I'm always looking. If the water is calm too, it wasn't that day because it was breezy. But if this water is calm, you'd have a
yeah,
perfect reflection. I've already gotten that too, where the reflection in that is just perfect coming. That's always a nice one too to get the reflection shot. But that is it for my time in the parks.
all right. Well, at least you got a couple days in the parks, John. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So
Having some fun.
how did your social media go?
Well, it's going pretty good. My Universal is still on fire, like 5.2 million in the last 28 days.
Hmm.
It not everything heats up quickly, but I get a lot of good amount of views on stuff, and yeah, that's continuing to grow. I'm at 128,000 followers. My Disney one, I think I reached 800 and some odd, that like 860,000 in the past 28 days, which is, like record low in the past couple of years. Like I have not been that low, and I haven't been under a million in a long time. I think I went down to 1.2 million before, went back up to like 4 or 5 million. So it's kind of sinking, meaning they don't recommend my account very often. But I can say I get a solid amount of views and likes on things. Like it might be mostly from my followers, but I'm not sad about it. Like I did a Splash Mountain one. I have 4,500 likes on it. I did when I went on Guardians, I went live. I got almost 1,800 likes on that. I did a video last night that I've had sitting in my drafts for like 3 months, and I just posted it. 3,500 likes from yesterday. So I'm getting really good support from the people who do follow me,
Hmm.
but they don't show it to people outside of my people. Like they I shouldn't say they don't, they barely do. Like if you ever click anywhere in a recommendation thing, they just show the same people over and over. They're going to be like, living by Disney. Look, she's blonde. Yeah, blonde girl. Push, push, push. And it's all like that, the same people. And again, I tried following some of these people that they push, and I don't like to be mean, but I could not. It's just not my thing. Too many memes, too many other people's videos with little meme stuff thrown in. It's like I don't know why those kind of things just don't do it for me. Like when I see that, I don't know.
I think
It's
it's generational, to be honest
yeah,
with you.
yeah. For me, and again, it's not even just that. It's that I know how difficult it is to go there all the time, and like you don't do social media as much now, but you know how expensive and time consuming was it for you to come down and get your own footage all the time? That's a huge expense and time and this and that.
Hmm.
Imagine the people who don't have to do anything. They just take someone else's stuff, overlay a template of a guy saying something, and they get 10,000 likes on it. And it's like, I don't know. It's not my thing, but
Yep, I
it
get you.
is successful though. It's all over. Um, and again, yeah. So anyway, I'm at 121,000 on my Disney Instagram. So 128, 121. My Universal has pulled ahead by 7,000. It's getting to be pretty big. What I would like to do soon is think of a way to adjust my Universal account to make it a little bit more personal and a little bit more not news, but news slash basically what's new, what's this, what, like a little bit more informational, because I really do want to get invited to Epic Universe. I hate to be a pandering jerk, but my goodness, as far as Disney goes, I don't really care for them and all their little clique of social media people. It's like you could have 8 followers and they might invite you there depending on what boxes they want to check and stuff. So I just don't care about Disney. They're not. I've been to those things and the people are just horrible, and not the big ones you all know, but there's countless just girls with weird high heels taking selfies of themselves standing in front of things, and I'm like, I'm not in that crowd, and I don't think I even want to be, like I
Mm-hmm.
really. But do I want access to Epic Universe? Kinda. I can't deny it. Epic. I'm in my upper 40s. I may not be around for the next entire brand new theme park. Though the rate things go, this might be my only chance to ever be, to go to something like that. And again, I need to adjust this a little bit to be more, and not necessarily adjust my content, maybe be a little bit more informative, but adjust my profile to say, come here for information on the parks, not just here's right now it says pictures and videos from the parks. That's it. It's like, well, great. It's like, I need to say, come here for information. I'll let you know stuff. And I'm not going to be the news guy to do everything new and this and that. But basically, in due time, I'll share stuff. And you know what I could do too? This is just a thought. I could, when Universal shares news, they don't mind you sharing their picture, and you could even tag them in it, but they just want it out there. I could always do that too. Like if Universal does a little thing, that way I can be up on the news too, to try to appear more. I don't know. Again, I really want to go to Epic Universe, and I have the views. 5.2 million people reached. I think I might be able to do that, and I'm growing all the time. So again, if I can't, that's fine. But I feel like I should do some minor changes to give it a shot. I'm just slow to do it though, because as I continue to grow, I don't want any changes to stop the growth. I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather make changes as close to the peak as I can get, the higher my number before I do any changes. But
Yep.
anyway, TikTok, I'm at 81.9 thousand. I may have a renewed interest in TikTok. They sent me a invite today, and basically they wanted me to participate in something new that they're doing, and it's a new way to make money. Let me see what they call it. I don't remember what they call it, but basically, I do a lot of long form videos on TikTok, meaning over 1 minute, and I got huge views on it. I have million plus views on long form videos on there, and they said instead of uh, instead of the creator fund, which gives me like 5 cents a day, they're doing something called the creativity program. And let me see. It's going to be a few days until I get it, but basically they will start. I think they're almost going to do like ads in my longer reels or just reward me for it. It's almost like a bonus program. So, but the problem is though, when I agreed to go in that, I agreed to go out of the creator fund.
I
And I
see.
almost wonder if I should have asked for my money first, because it's just gone.
Oh boy, yeah.
All right, probably like $100 if I didn't. But I uh, I did agree to it though, because I'm like, the creator fund is such a small amount of money that I'd rather take my chances, and my next million video, maybe I would get something good on it. my next million plus video. And
Mhm.
again, like I might have wasted this. I think this is the whole ride that I put on here. And 240,000 views. Um, Tower of Terror, 92,000. Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, 749,000 views. It's like if they pay me something reasonable for longer ones, I could put the whole Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket on there. I could put the whole Incredible Hulk on here. I think I just have a small clip of it here, but I don't mind putting the whole thing on. It's 42 seconds, so that's not the whole thing, but I like that idea. I can start doing lots of long form videos. I remember I did a full Splash Mountain video on here. It got over 1 million views. Here's an empty Splash Mountain, walking an empty Splash Mountain queue. Minute 25 seconds, 1.1 million. So again, it's something. I don't know what I just clicked. Yeah, there we go. But anyway, it gives me a renewed interest. And TikTok just said, we want to put you in a new bonus program. Would you like to try it? So I'm like, I sure would. My focus may go to that next and say, all right, what can we do there? So,
Well, they're
and
trying
I would
to innovate, right?
well, I would love to and again, I would love to see Meta get a little bit of downward momentum just based on the fact that they enticed all the creators to come there from TikTok, gave them more money than TikTok, promised them more consistent income so that they can make a living and not have to worry about the ups and downs. They did not deliver on their promise at all. Then they took it all away. And at the same time, then they laid off a huge amount of people there. And then, their stock went up. So apparently they were messing with a lot of financial stuff. It's like, let's stop paying creators, fire people, and this quarter is going to look great. The balance sheet's going to go up. But if a bunch of those creators left, it's going to push the revenue is going to start falling off. The views are going to start falling off. And again, I can tell you, I do a lot less. I've been averaging probably like once a day. Just don't really care that much. Like one post a day maybe. I used to do 3 consistently because I'm trying to supplement my income with this. So I had to try, but so we'll see what TikTok does, but I really have no idea.
It's pretty good news, though. I mean, that looks like they recognize that Instagram and Meta were doing certain things that worked, and they're just kind of mimicking what worked. It's kind of flipping the tables on them in a sense.
Good time to do it because, like I said, I'm quite happy to give it a shot. So, and again, I went from liking TikTok more to Instagram, and now maybe I'll go back to TikTok because I literally would post on TikTok like once or twice a week. Like I don't even know why they asked me. I feel like I'm a terrible TikToker, but I get enough views. Yes, I got 3.1 million likes. It's a lot. Like I'm getting the views regardless. So
Obviously, it's not that you're not that bad.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I'm excited about that. The YouTube keeps going up, just a couple at a time. Like I'm up to 2,510. So again, that's not huge, but hey, where were we at? Like we're probably up like 1,000 in the past couple of months. Like that's something. So
yeah,
I'm not unhappy. So far I'm making, what does it say? 17. I was gonna say how much money do I make on YouTube? That's a good one. Estimated revenue is $17 a month. It's growing slowly. It's tiny bit at a time. So
Yeah.
you know what the sad thing is? That's the highest of all my accounts right now. I have the least amount of subscribers / whatever on YouTube, and it's the one paying me the most. $17 is more than I'm making. I don't know about TikTok. I never, but probably I doubt I even make that on there.
Now
Yeah,
they
I
know
don't
how to
think
leverage ads. That's why.
so. Yeah, that's my highest pay and my lowest amount of followers. So we will keep trying on that one.
Yeah. All right, John. Well, where can they find you in your socials?
At SeeWDW on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and YouTube, and SeeUO on Instagram and Facebook.
All right, and you can find me at the Giant Rat, THE Giant Rat, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube. And that should do it for this one. We will see you on the next one.